like a grandmother who can't hear, but I hope you're doing well.
No, you should. A lot of people
Oh, for this one, I need to be loud? Oh, I was talking about from my phone.
Yeah, y'all. We in here. If you want to leave comments, leave comments. And we're going to start in just a minute. We got Chachiii in the building.
Hey, y'all. Oh, my bad. I thought you were like Black History. It's Black History Month. I thought it was like.
We'll get black later.
I truly thought you were talking about like, you know.
We also got those Zackies in the building. You know what I'm saying?
A hand. We got a hand.
Move that. Boom.
Hey.
Also, too, we got Flipper Bay. Y'all see Flipper Bay back there. So, matter of fact, we can go ahead and get it popping.
Yeah. It's time.
The recording has started.
Okay.
And this is the Enigma Sept Hour. It's your boy Enigma September in here with my homegirl Chachiii, King Chachiii.
Hi guys.
Now, I did not plan to have 3 kings on my podcast this month.
Oh, you did?
But it worked.
That's kind of dope.
I had King Red.
Okay.
Then I had King OB last week.
Right,
and
right.
now we got King Chachiii.
Hey, this is all in the name of Black History Month, I'm telling you.
Yeah, because the first person was a white person.
Oh.
So. Shouts out to Y. Somebody knows YT.
You know what? My great friend Chelsea said some people are white people and some people are just people who happen to be white.
Yeah.
I thought that was some real shit.
Yeah, my man Y, he's definitely one of those.
Just
happen to be white. Yeah. He
fair.
Cool. Shouts out to Y, man. But yeah, we in here. We got the great chantalganious. I was gonna hit you with that, and then I realized I was gonna mispronounce it anyway.
No, you got it pretty close. You were closer than most people, Gaines. It's really what it just looks like.
That was my last name of my president when I was at.
Yeah, he's like a relative of mine.
Yeah.
Distant relative. I don't really know him. but I claim him when necessary.
I was gone though. That's what happened. Like the top.
Oh, when he was president?
The exact time he was president was the exact time I didn't go to school.
Ooh.
Like, I was there. It was President Humphreys. Mm-hmm. I left when he took over and came back when...
Humphreys was a good president.
Was it Washington? Who was the pharmacy being that took over? But anyway.
I just know about my relative, Humphreys, because he was really good. And then the ones I had when I was at FAM. Yeah, I think I graduated under... What was old girl name? Castell. Don't we have the? We don't have the same degree, but we both graduated from J school.
Yep.
Broadcast. Newspaper.
Yeah. Right.
They don't even have newspaper anymore. What? Wow. They got broadcast journalism, public relations, and graphic design. Your major does not exist in J school anymore.
Wow. I did not know this.
You just told on yourself. I would just like to say my shirt says made in the 90s.
Right.
90s.
Yeah,
his was not. His was a couple decades before that. We know that now.
I was made in the 70s. I was made at the very end of the 70s. Just to give you guys
the very end.
Yeah, my parents got married on December 22nd, 1979. That was a honeymoon baby. Oh. Shouts out in the Hernando Drive. What up, Yush?
I didn't think we'd be talking about Enigma's conception on this podcast, but here we are.
Here, this is what we're doing.
Okay.
So. Anyway, let y'all know, remember to like and leave a comment, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube page. You can find me at youtube.com/enigmasept927. Also, too, you can check out this podcast and the other 28 episodes at www.freedomtrainradio.com. You also find it on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. So all you got to do is search the Enigma Sept Hour, and should be able to find me. So. This should be a dope interview. Chachiii is a Renaissance lady. You know what I'm saying? I told her I got on here because she do photography, but she does a lot more than that. So we're gonna get into that in the second half of the show. Yeah, so y'all stay tuned, man. She's doing a whole lot out here, and I think y'all will be interested. But until then, we're gonna go ahead and get into this first track. I think I played this guy last week, but this is my homie, and I got love for him. Shouts out to Alabama. So we're going to get into this Ro-Thoro, even though I put in the wrong song. Anyway, we're going to get this Ro-Thoro.
What's a Ro-Thoro?
Take it there. Here. On the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby. All right. So, yeah, that was a dope intro. You already own it, dog. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's going to be dope. All right. Man,
so we get through it?
Yeah, it's probably about 3 minutes. Because it's showing here. I used to do it from the computer, but I figured I can do it from my phone. Yeah, so this song is about, I think it's about 3 minutes.
Okay.
But I got Tokyo on deck, Intricate, and Aurie song, and Rob Ohtis. And I'm going to end it with my man Jamal Steele.
What Rob Ohtis song?
Candy Crush.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Oh.
So, yeah. So, yeah, that playing is on mute now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but YouTube is still popping.
Still popping. I don't know. What are we talking about in the meantime?
Let me see. The first part, I'm just talking about local stuff. I'm playing Ro-Thoro Take It There joint because he dropping the video tomorrow.
Yeah, he is. And Mark, shout out to Mark G. He is the most amazing videographer and also a J School kid. And he did the film work for that music video. So shouts out to him.
Rattlers out here.
He's amazing.
Gotta make me proud. I love when it's J School.
And Ro-Thoro's J School too. Right. The Sakis, you need to get with the program.
What you doing,
Switch
bro?
majors tomorrow.
Yo, I did. Well, from SBI to J School, had to switch up.
No, this man is deep into some chemistry.
Oh no, yeah, I can't even.
Yeah, he does math. That's the first problem. He does math on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, who was it? Dude, Don.
Donnie? Yeah, Donnie was a pure math major.
Yeah, I can't.
My best friend Zach, other Zach, though you were my best friend too, but my other best friend Zach, was a pure math major at FSU, and it blows my mind. He does like IT work now. He's super smart. Yeah. And my other best friend is getting her PhD in animal parasites in animals and livestock. So like parasitical biological science or something. Basically, she's getting her PhD in animal science. Right. It's like with a concentration in parasites.
No, that's dope. Especially that's somewhere where not a lot of people don't.
Yeah, and like, she was like a double major in biochemistry undergrad. She's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's super smart. I can't.
Yeah, I know. Can't conceptualize.
Like, when I see dumb people like on like my Twitter, and I be like, y'all dumb. I think about like you got people that's smarter than me that probably look at me like I'm dumb. She's one of those people.
Yeah,
like,
her fiance is an economics PhD fellow as well.
So people got doctors.
They're just mad smart. It don't make no sense. Mad smart. But shouts out to them. I think Brennan's got a year left next year, and then she'll have her PhD. She's getting her master's and a PhD.
Yo, shouts out to her. All right, we're gonna get back into it. All right, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour. That was my man Ro-Thoro. Take It There. The reason I played that joint is because he got a video dropping for that song tomorrow. Chachiii actually told me on the YouTube. Mark G is going to be directing it. I mentioned Mark G last week with the was it Cozy?
A Cozy Night, yeah.
Right. So yeah. So shouts out to them. Shouts out to him. Y'all make sure to check that out. Y'all know where to find Ro-Thoro, so y'all can do that. Speaking of video shoots, even though Ro-Thoro didn't invite me to his video shoot.
I wasn't invited, but Zacky's was there.
Oh, okay. Showing off the hat. Those that like
rocking. Oh, look at that.
That was an amazing day, like beforehand.
Right.
Like, hey man, you'll be in the shoot. I was like,
I'm here.
Right. But my man Nuke Dog, aka Nuke Nichols, had a video shoot Sunday, so you may see me appear on one of those videos soon. They'll edit me out. Also, too, speaking of nappy heads, man, they also had Sheed Day for they lost compadre, you know what I'm saying, Rashid Constantine, who passed away a couple weeks ago. Of course, if you don't know, Sheed Constantine is the brother of T-Pain. They had a day for him at Jack McClain. If you didn't see me, because I got there early, don't judge me. We had to go to do the Underground Railroad, so that was that. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I was in that video. Somebody loved me, Ro-Thoro. And also too, man, in more local news, shouts out to my man King Red. You know what I'm saying? He had a joint Brick Filet. It premiered it on 105.3.
Yeah, iHeartRadio.
Yeah, iHeartRadio. So shouts out to DJ Jam for doing that for him. So Yo, I'm trying to tell you, people get on the show, man. They out here doing stuff. I ain't got no lanes on here, except for me. I'm the lane. Everybody else is doing stuff. I'm just trying to let y'all know what's going on. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what the whole thing is. So,
oh man,
yeah, that's what we got. So that's local news, local hip hop stuff. We actually got some more events we can talk about. We'll do that on the portion where we interview one of the people that's actually incorporating some of this stuff. So we'll get into that later. But we're gonna get into the news of the day. Let me take a swig.
I should have brought water.
Oh wow. You can't miss what I got in here with water. So hey,
the whiff was strong.
Bacardi.
It's very strong.
Bacardi.
I'm going to International Margarita Day.
It is International Margarita Day. Good
yes,
point.
And I'm going to get a margarita right after this.
Patron.
Maybe tequila. Might be tequila.
Maybe tequila.
I don't drink a lot. I can't recall the taste of Patron, so I don't think I drink it often.
I ain't started drinking until I was 30. I'm only like 8 years in. Yeah, so it's I
think I'm 8 years in.
Man, I told y'all I was lame. I told y'all. Flipper Bay will let you know.
About 8 years.
Yeah, so I go to Top Flight and I'll be like, let me get rum and coke. That's all I know. Or a blue motherfucker.
But I only go to Top Flight like maybe once in a blue moon, like every 6 months or so.
Yeah. Shout out to A to the L.
Shout out to A-L.
Who I'll let y'all know. Y'all may see soon. But I'll let y'all know at the end of the podcast what I got set up for March. But yeah, I'm horrible with the drink, so I don't know different. I just give me whatever. I mix brown and white.
I do that too.
Yeah.
But they
pay for it later.
Yeah, I've had some really bad mix-ups. I once had a crepe, like a whipped cream strawberry banana crepe, after I had a night of drinking. That was a very bad idea.
Wow.
Dairy it was a very bad idea.
Yeah.
I was very upset next morning.
Like, as long as you don't have stories at 38 like me.
No, I was like 19.
Yeah, you want to be twice that age and have stories of being laid out in front of the club.
Fair enough. Though, I had a friend who he wasn't 38, but I had a friend who passed out in the grass in front of our friend's apartment, and they ended up calling because he was my roommate at the time. Ended up calling. It was like, you need to come pick up your roommate. And so I'm getting there thinking that he's gonna be sloshed on the sofa, and I'm gonna come inside, and I literally pull up, and he's face down in the grass, just passed out. He was all right. It was but it was one of those moments where it's click, click, click. Now get in the car. I was like, I'm going to use this against you forever.
I was totally 20 years too late.
Yeah.
Way too late.
Don't be doing that.
Matter of fact, let me see. Before we get into this news, we got a lot to cover. Man,
it's been a crazy week.
Crazy day. Matter of fact, this is going to be short and sweet, but I got to give props to this. I didn't even know because I'm not that super of a fan, or stan, if you will. Today is the 20th anniversary of the Slim Shady LP.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, if you know me, Eminem is my favorite rapper alive. So, yes, he's number 2 on my list behind Biggie. So, hey, Libra swag. Y'all see it? I'm on.
Okay.
Yeah. So remember, I don't remember when it dropped. This time, I remember 20 years ago, I was in high school. I didn't have cable, so I didn't even know the Slim Shady. I didn't know Slim Shady song or anything. I didn't find out about Eminem until that summer. So I can't say, I was there when this album dropped. Nah, I didn't discover. Matter of fact, I don't think I discovered the album until a year later.
Wow.
April 2000. So I remember my freshman roommate was ICP fan.
ICP.
Yeah, you don't want to know. If you don't know who ICP is, you don't want to know. Y'all don't kill me.
I don't know who ICP is.
Yeah. Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, yeah.
Those
okay,
guys,
I just didn't know the acronym.
Yeah.
I definitely know the name.
So it was weird. Shout out to HB. That's my homie.
Who's in
the foot? Who's in Patty foot? It was tight. Pause. Anyway, let's get to it. First of all, speaking of crazy shit in Florida, Robert Kraft, aka Meat Mill Bestie, was arrested for prostitution today. wasn't a happy ending, or at least not the one he was looking for. So
wasn't it like he was only paying them like $80 or something?
I mean, he was in a massage parlor, bro. Like you, Robert Kraft. I'm thinking you can't get a nut in a more exquisite way.
I think massage spots could be really nice.
No,
but I'm just saying that if he was only paying $80 is really where my problem lies.
That's wild. I mean, I'm not paying $80 for none of that. I'm sorry.
I feel like if I'm gonna pay, I'm gonna pay a lot of money to make sure that I'm like getting high quality.
And not only that, make sure I don't get caught in a.
And that too, in Jupiter, Florida, that's kind of the
you know what I mean, like, bruh. And apparently he lost his wife, I guess, a couple years ago.
Like she died.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's in a place.
So yeah, I think that's what it is. But so all this prison reform thing is really gonna come in handy now. You're gonna really have to go hard. I'm being a jerk.
Oh no!
That's what happens when you hang around with rappers. You want to know why I'm even mentioning it is because, of course, you've been hanging around with rappers. Just the other week, he was jumping around the stage with Cardi B.
He was trying to live the rapper life.
Yeah, and now he's really gonna live his rapper life. He's gonna find out real quick. That's what happens when you live his rapper life. So. But hopefully everything works out, I guess. I don't know how much sympathy I got for white rich billionaires who sympathize with Donald Trump.
No. He was a patriot.
That too.
I'm not a big football fan, but I hate the Patriots.
Yeah. I remember the Patriots used to suck ass. That's what's weird to me. They used to be trash in the 90s.
Yeah, but I think they figured their formula out and they have not
they figured Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is the GOAT. Like literally the GOAT. Like he's the greatest of all time. I don't even give props to Tom Brady. It's Bill Belichick. Because
I wonder how Tom feels about that.
Tom Brady can suck. Oh, okay, too bad. Wait. Robert Kraft was already handling that. Anyway, let's get into. It's just a bad day for Roberts. We're going to get to the next thing. This is what Chachiii was dreading when I put the tweet out, but it's not gonna be that bad. We're gonna get beat in and out.
Are you sure it's not gonna be that bad?
It's not gonna be that bad. I'm not gonna get into the other stuff. Just going.
Go ahead.
Okay, so R.Kelly, your beloved R.Kelly was arrested on 10 charges of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. They say he's facing 10 counts. I think 7 years for each count, so 70 years in prison. I read that it involves 4 victims from the span of 1998 to 2010, and 3 of those 4 victims were considered minors. And he has a bond hearing tomorrow. So if you listen to this later, this is Friday, February 22nd. So on the 23rd, he's going to have a bond hearing. My thinking is we've been here before. He was arrested, or he was on trial 11 years ago. And the problem was the state didn't have a strong case.
My thing is that he was on trial 11 years ago, and they could still bring up 10 more counts of charges against him. That's the part that's just like, this man has admitted, because I think, was it 10 or when it was the first charge, it was like more than 5 counts.
Right.
So you're saying this man has had up to 15 felony level sexual assault infractions, breaking the law against that we know of, that we can have evidence and actually bring to a court of law. 15.
Right.
So that's like, to me, just take this man to jail. We don't need to talk about it. Nobody gets 15 counts and doesn't go to jail.
But on the flip side, like I said, I mean, you had a whole video out there. Like, I remember.
Yeah, but
I didn't watch the video, but it was somewhere where I may or may not have seen it. I definitely didn't obtain it. I'll say that.
But I'm saying,
we had a whole video out here.
You had a documentary made about you.
But not even before a whole video where you can see, and he still got off. Pause. So for me, it's kind of like, yeah, it's cool. Not cool, but good. Y'all bringing him to justice, but I gotta see the evidence. And honestly, the count actually kind of makes me afraid, because it's like, will it be all or nothing?
Oh,
you know, can you get him on 1 or 2?
Right, because he's not gonna plead guilty. He's gonna definitely try to trial. Yeah.
And so it's like y'all can take it to trial, try to get him on all 10. But if it's all or nothing, then you can't prove one of those cases because the parent's not going to talk or the victim doesn't want to talk. Then he gets off again.
Yeah, but they're, you know, the counts that they're bringing, I know a lot of them are supposed to be girls that were in that docuseries. So it's like they've already spoken at that point. Right. So it's like you have on the record spoken to say something is fact. So hopefully it won't turn into that, like that confusion where people suddenly start retracting statements and it turns into the circus that it turned into last time.
Right. So we don't see. Like, I guess my thing is
send this man to jail. Yeah, that's all.
I don't want to say elation. I mean, I ain't happy that even happened, but I guess my expectation is kind of muted at this point. Kind of like, all right, let's see what's going on. Ain't gonna get excited because y'all already see what y'all do. We've been here before, and
it's Chicago police, which has been up to. They've been up to some shit.
Right. Speaking of Chicago police, yeah, that goes into my main point. Jussie Mighty Duck Smollett was arrested for falsifying a report in regards of his MAGA attack, quote unquote. The gay Tupac is facing a felony charge as well. He called himself the gay Tupac.
I think that's fake news.
He called himself the gay Tupac.
I think a lot of what this situation is fake news.
I don't know, but I know what is true, or supposedly true, has been reported is that he is facing probation to up to 3 years. Yeah. So, my take on it, and I got it listed. I got 3 groups that I want to holler at about this whole situation. Let me clear my throat. Because all y'all niggas tripping.
Oh no.
Everybody tripping. It really ain't serious. All right. First, to you aha niggas. Call you aha niggas. Look, man, there should be any joy on the fact that you say you knew that this was all a hoax. Because this ain't good for nobody. You know what I mean? Like, he went out and if it's true, you know what I'm saying, that this is indeed a hoax and it really look like a hoax. Bro, you going around and be like, I told y'all. It's not something to brag about. Yeah, it does nothing. If anything, just giving cadence to my third group, which I get into a little later. But yeah, I mean, cool. It looked suspect. I thought it looked suspect off top just because for me, get out to MAGA supporters, unless they're in a really large group, they don't seem like the type to go out and just do some weird bullshit.
I mean, I think they definitely are, but
I think they're more in group thing. I don't think they're not going. I mean, it could be some, but
to me, they're the re-envisioned KKK. So
true, but I think most of them really. I think Trump supporters really grew out of those newspaper chat groups from the late 2000s. Yeah. And Trump just kind of brought them through the birther movement. So I think they're more like internet warriors
than actual violent attackers. Yeah. Right. Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's why a lot of people like the fuck. And then my man, shouts out to my man Champ, you know what I'm saying? He was like the place where the attack took place, like that's not some place some motherfuckers gonna do some shit like that. He like some Wacker Street or some crap in Chicago or downtown. Well, not busy, but just like it's like homeless alley. Like it's just not somewhere somebody's gonna hang out and be like, I'm gonna find a supposedly gay famous person and do this to.
Yeah.
So yeah. Matter of fact, he one of my hot niggas, but shout out to the champ. He's still the homie. The next people, and I think it'll make a lot of people mad with this because a lot of these people is the believe anything activists. All right. Yeah.
Am I the believe anything activist?
I don't think so.
Oh, go ahead.
I think you're a little bit smarter. But yeah, this shows I think that you can't really just go off the accusation. And this goes for any marginalized group. So, and I believe this let me say this. I believe this in any marginalized group. So I'm not saying this because gay people was taken up for him because he was gay and calling it a homophobic attack. I'm not saying this in regards to the Me Too movement and people like, yo, if accusers say something happened, we should believe them. No, because I'm pro-black and somebody say there was a racial attack, I'm not quick to go and be like, man, take the crackers down. I'm like, nope. Sit back, let's get all the facts, and let's see how this pans out. And if I start seeing evidence and start looking like, okay, more and more like this is some bullshit, then yeah, I'm gonna be like, all right, let's really get this. I mean, when Trayvon Martin shit popped off, I stood back like, okay, this look crazy. Let's find out. And then as I learned more, so I realized I'm like, no, this is some bullshit. Like Zimmerman annoyed the cops. That right there, I thought should have been enough to get him convicted.
Yeah,
it didn't happen. But I wasn't quick to shoot the gun in regards to, you know, I'm definitely not one in regards to if you are accused, you are automatically guilty. I don't think you should be that way because I think that's why we have mechanisms because of situations like this. Now, granted, these type of situations are 1% of 100, but we have to be careful in regards to that because we don't want that 1%. We don't want the 1% of people who are accused and they're not guilty to be found guilty. And we have to take our time and get all the facts before we go out and just say, oh, this person did it because this person accused. Because at the end of the day, and what Jussie Smollett let us know, what we should already know, is people lie. People lie all day, every day about everything, unfortunately. So because of that, we have mechanisms set up. And we should have mechanisms set up to make sure that we get to the truth because unfortunately people lie, man. And yeah, I just don't trust people. So, and that's what I think this issue really brings to us is that people fucking lie. You gotta be careful.
See, but my thing is I have a big problem with how quickly after all of what Black people and POC and marginalized people have been through in the last 10 years and a good chunk of my lifetime is that how quickly like we're believing the police. Like I'm gonna be straight with you. I believe Jussie Smollett. I believe him to an extent. I do think that he probably made some mistakes and there's high possibility the sensationalism and the issue of lying about something so serious for his people, you know, his community, the LGBT community, and for Black people as well, because both of those communities, even if they're not intersectioned, that happens. What I do know is that the police tend to lie about POC and marginalized and LGBTQA people being attacked and being affected by, you know, horrible hate crimes. So it's like, I know that there has to be a nugget of truth in this, obviously. Like there has to be some truth to what we're being told is what is. But I have a humongous distrust of the police. So I'm not going to just believe like they let a kid lay out in the streets of St. Louis for hours and hours and hours and proceeded to lie and lie and lie about what he did. You know what I mean? And so the same thing goes for, and forgive me for Sandra Brown, you know what I'm saying? Like they completely lied about how she died and got away with it. So for me, I am a little hesitant to be like Jussie Smollett is a liar to the extent that they're trying to make him so. I believe he is a kid or a person, a man who got caught up in a situation or a moment where some exaggerations were probably made, like the whole MAGA hat situation and all of that. Or he did lie. He did do a setup hate crime, whatever you want to call it, and it got out of hand. You know what I mean? Somehow it got out of control, though I don't know how it would have ever stayed in control.
But I think I give you props in that.
There has to be like a level of logic and sense to this situation.
In that sense, I do believe you. I do believe that he thought in his mind that he was doing some kind of justice. I give you that.
But then, because today they popped up and said that he has drug problems. And it's like so confusing because it's like, are you confusing his character with him being an actor and media is just like confused and reporting crazy shit? Or is it like you're just blatantly lying and saying he has a drug problem so that you can explain the crazy away? Or is this man really on drugs and has he gotten so psychotic that?
No, I don't think he's on drugs.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, but I do think, what was I going to say? But I would say this in regards to, at least for me, not necessarily that I just run away and just think what the police said is true, but with the fact that there's evidence in regards to what they're saying versus the stuff that he said, and we haven't found anything yet. I think that's what lead people not necessarily believe the police, but it's just like, all right, we seen the two dudes in the store. Yeah, there's two dudes. There's two Nigerians there. Yeah, buying. We see them in the store buying stuff. We haven't found, if he said it was some white folks that was doing it,
we haven't found any type of suspects.
Right. And now, speaking of white folks. That's who else.
That's the third person.
Yeah, let me get, and then we gotta get into it because we already over time.
Sorry, white friends.
First of all, we giving white folks too much motherfucking respect. And I say this in regards to anybody that's out there claiming that Jussie Smollett set us back. He did not.
Oh no.
All right, because set us back against who? Like Snoop said, who? Set us back against who? White people? I mean, think about it. When people, he set the gay community back. Oh, he set black people back. Against whom? Who are we set us back against? What? The minds of white people? The same people that drew up a constitution where they had slaves fucking working, picking cotton, telling us all men are created equal, but yet they didn't believe that themselves.
He's not.
You talking about the same white people that got Donald Trump in office right now? You talking about them white people? You talking about the same white people who believe that Barack Obama was not born in America, but yet we elected him in? You talking about the same white people who went around and still to this day believe that Michelle Obama is a man, even though she got 2 fucking kids? He set us back against them? Nah, bro. So yeah, first of all, in that shit, all right, they ain't set us back against nothing, because at the end of the day, we ain't draw no constitution up. We didn't say that all men are created equal. White people did. Y'all made that constitution. Y'all the one who said every man has God-given rights to do whatever. So we don't have to set up their standard. They have to set up to their own fucking standard. So we can do, I ain't saying we can go and do whatever the fuck we want to do, but it definitely can't, we gotta get this mentality of thinking we looking to them, oh, please give us our rights. No, you said our rights are God-given. So we won't have to come to you for them. Mm-mm. God gave it to us. So who are you? Mm-hmm. So please, y'all are talking about, he set us back. Nah, bro. No. We got get off that, man. So anyway, we are running behind. We're gonna go into this next track. We're gonna play this Candy Crush, my man Rob Authis, and we're gonna get into the interview with the indistinguishable King Chachiii in the building. So this is Enigma Sept Hour, and I'm crazy. So but you got time, baby. Let's go. Man, y'all forgive me.
No, but I mean, you're right. I guess people do think of it like, oh, let me go ask for permission for this thing that I know you're going to say no to, versus like, y'all said all men are created equal. Exactly. Now that we've established what all men actually truly means, like, let's start enacting what y'all said it. I ain't saying it. I like that.
That was just irking my nerve. Like, oh, he'll set us back.
And that's the other thing is like the story hasn't gone far down enough to even show real impact. Like this happened like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Like you can't see the real impact of what he's done or what has happened.
Yeah, honestly, shoot, by the end of the year, it's probably be all blown over.
It will. I mean, it'll get cleared up and it'll make sense. Because right now, my issue is that, like you said, a lot of it, you have to take a step back because you don't have all the facts, and a lot of it just does not make sense. Right. So it's like, why Jussie Smollett? Like, that's the most random actor to this story to kind of happen. I think
that's what made the story kind of like suspect too, at least with me. I'm just like,
and then, like I said, like the fact that some of the story is following like what happened to him on Empire.
Okay.
Because he was like attacked on Empire. He did have a drug problem on Empire. And so, you know, the journalists of today are so trash. They just look for the first thing and jump on it. And it's like, I could totally see, because I feel like that's what would make more sense. Is like, I could totally see people being like, oh my gosh, we accidentally mixed up his character with the real line of story. I could totally see that because he's a celebrity. And so when you're a celebrity, it's like your real life and your fake life. Like, people probably still don't like Draco Malfoy, the actor who played Draco Malfoy to this day. Whenever you see him, you're just like, ooh, and you're so mad because he was the villain. And so it's like, I could imagine that he's gotten some, like, I feel like people confuse actors characters with the actual actor themselves. And the fact that, like, I still hold on to the fact that they're saying he went down to Empire and apologized and said, like, I'm innocent. Like, this stuff is not making any sense. Like, why would you lie to people you've been working day in and day out with for years and years and years? But at the same time, you're right. People lie. Because it's like you have alcoholics who'll do that, who you wouldn't know they were an alcoholic. You have, unfortunately, a bunch of celebrity rapists who have been doing this for years and years and years and lied and lied and lied and lied. So it's hard because, like you said, people lie about anything and everything.
I hate liars. Nigga, everybody lies.
Oh, I hate liars.
Everybody lies.
It took me a long time to realize, like, everybody does 100% in fact lie.
But the ideal is really, we're gonna get back in a minute, but it's really just the degree of lying. That's what people hate.
Yes. Will you lie about a hate crime? That's like that's the ultimate language.
That's really
in 2019 have we reached such a lack of reality and a lack of grounding that someone would lie about hate crime in the hopes that it would improve their career? But then when you see somebody like 69, you might believe that someone could sit there and lie about their whole life and do all these crazy things in the name of clout.
Right. All right, we're going
to please enter pound or hash.
Relax. All right, we back. Pat, you gotta edit this, bro. What's good? This is the Enigma Sept Hour.
Thank you.
Oh, she's gonna talk to me, huh? Okay. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. It's your boy Enigma Sept. I'm here with King Chachiii. We're making a discussion. Yo, if you listen to the podcast, if you want to hear what we've been talking about, Chachii's been making a lot of interesting points. You can check it out at the website at youtube.com/Enigma Sept 927. Thank God it's staying up this time. Also, too, let me apologize for last week. King OB has technical difficulties, so this is what happened. Anyway, we're gonna get into this King Chachiii, who's been doing a thing, a photographer, curator, this overall just busy person. I know off top I asked you to do the interview and you was like, but I'm not a rapper. But I told you, like, you are in the culture. When I'm going places, I'm seeing you and you working, you doing things. So I'm glad to have you on the show.
Appreciate being seen.
No doubt. Plus, I can imagine, this is gonna be funny. I can imagine a good 20-something years from now, what McKenzie gonna look like.
I hope that's a compliment. I hope that I am
yes.
Your daughter. If you're saying you would want your daughter to look like me, I am absolutely taking that as a compliment.
So people are looking like right now, like, she do kind of like me.
Shout out to Mackenzie.
I love you, baby.
She's pretty cute. She's super cute.
No, I'm a cute baby. I ain't know that.
Yo,
I ain't know that.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. He just commented on IG Live. Said your recent work went crazy. Keep it up. Thank you so much.
No doubt. Oh, I'm talking about she on IG Live right now, still doing her thing, bro.
I was just trying. I've never been on IG Live, so I thought, I was like, all right, this would be the moment where I would go live. I'm not like those fat users live like every single day.
Right. Beat per day.
Gosh. I tried to do a photo per day one time of like unreleased shit every day, and I gave up after like day 4. Like, I was like, this is hard.
That's only dope though.
It was a good idea. It was just hard because it was like, oh, when you do stuff, like, you're like, oh, I got to put it out now. So I've actually been trying to be better about like harboring stuff, even if it's from some concept or some show that you've already seen. Like, I do harbor photos, so I'm trying to be better about that, so I can always have something in the vault to kind of just.
Well, speaking of, you know what I'm saying? How did you get into photography?
Okay, so I was a writer originally. I thought I wanted to run a magazine. I thought I wanted to write for the New York Times and Time and all these big publications, political really publications. Right. Because I was like a baby activist when I was like 15, 16. I did a sit-in at the Capitol. Like stuff like that. I was really into that. I wanted to do activism, writing, and all that. And so as I got into college, I like started to realize like people don't read. Unfortunately, people really do not read. And
newspaper journalism.
Yeah,
major habitat.
And they don't read to the fullest. And so unless it's really like leisure fictional type writing. And so they read to sensationalized. So I realized like I had to get people's attention a different way, and I wanted my impact to be a different way. And so and I also knew in the climate that I'm in for journalism, like you can't just write anymore. Right. Like even if you're doing like video production and you're doing like newsreels for like local news, you have to be able to bring the camera, set up the camera, film step in front of the camera, film it yourself, take it back to the studio, edit it down, and know how to do every single step. It used to be that there was a different person for each of those jobs, and it's really not like that anymore. So in that efforts, between that mixed with, I was in the scene, I love music, and I was in the local music scene, and I was making friends with people, and I was realizing like they're having these events, but there was just like no record of it. Right. There's just no record of it. And so I started looking at it just on a large scale, and I'm like, you can get on YouTube and you can see like, oh, Beyonce performed live at blah, blah, blah. And such performed, even if it was smaller, like their tour stop in Orlando or their tour stop in Atlanta. And you would see some type of visual. And I started noticing, concert photographers were kind of taking off, and we're in a very visual age. So I picked up a camera. My grandfather was a photographer as well, for a big chunk of his life. And so I just picked up photography and started taking pictures of Cap 6. They're pretty much they're a huge foundation. Shouts out to Cap 6 as always. Cap 6. They let me into their world, and I was taking really bad photos of them that we're never going to talk about, that have been erased from every hard drive and every cloud.
You got to keep the bad.
There's some bad ones that they still got, but it was really bad for a while. And I just kept practicing with the local scene and other rappers in Tallahassee as well. But I just remember, I was doing that a lot, and my goal was to provide our scene with a record that, hey, there is a hip hop scene in Tallahassee. It does exist. And there's a good one, not just like the crazy trap rappers who don't know what they're saying at all, but there's like solid, real good rappers in Tallahassee and in North Florida. And that just kind of just expounded. And I realized I really loved photography. I loved visual work. And I just kind of fell down the rabbit hole from there. So nice. That's been since early 2016, 2015. Okay. So it's been about 3 years. 2015. Yeah. I think 2015 is when I picked up the camera, but I wasn't really like sharing anything. It wasn't until late 2016 when I went to actually go do an activist festival, Many Rivers Festival, that was held by Harry Belafonte, T.I., and Common. Right. So they had their festival in Georgia. Harry Belafonte is the team light skin of he's the god of team light skin. It was an honor to meet him. But it wasn't until that festival that I started doing it in like, I guess, a more public way, where I was really, really trying to like make an impact and say, oh yeah, I'm a concert photographer. This is something that I do. So.
Yeah, this is spooky, man, because I really do feel like I'm talking to a female version of myself. Outside of photography, I ain't taken pictures since 2005. What? Shouts out to J School because I had to.
I was like 12 years old in 2005.
Yeah, I was a grown ass man trying to get credits. But no, like, I mean, the whole idea of seeing it as a hip hop. I mean, part of the reason I brought the podcast back is because I want to show people, like, look, there's dope hip hop here in Tallahassee. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, to know that we're on the same mission in that regard. And also, too, even with the change in journalism. I remember
it was rapid, too. When it started happening, it happened really fast.
Yeah, like, because I graduated in 06. What up, backpack?
Hi, Backpack. Love you.
Married man status.
Also, hi, Enrique. Love you.
But yeah, it was crazy because I think I graduated 06 and I was actually late because I transferred from the SBI and then I took like a year and a half off. So I was supposed to graduate earlier. So I was kind of like a fossil by the time, and we had to do a Keystone project. And yeah, we had to do like all this other stuff, like all this other multimedia stuff. I was like, I just know newspaper. I don't know how to make videos. Yeah. So honestly, I think they kind of let me slide because they knew I was an older journalism student. Not old in that sense, but I came in 2000 versus where it was. But in 2006, it was convergence, and it was coming to that where you had to know broadcast, you had to know how to video, you had to know how to write, and you had to know how to like do layouts and all this other stuff. So yeah, so it's like I saw that coming when I was leaving J school. But also too, let me go back to it. I got into hip hop. I got into journalism because I wanted to get into hip hop journalism. Like I wanted to write for The Source. I wanted to write for WXL. I remember reading the magazines.
Kim Osario's bio pick, not biopic, excuse me, biography expose. There's the word I'm looking for. Her expose on Zach Yurt had Kim Osario's expose about The Source. That was really interesting.
Yeah, like I hate Benzino.
Oh yeah, he is the worst.
Man, I hated Benzino so much. Like it wasn't until he got shot at his funeral, at his mom's funeral.
What?
He got shot at his funeral. That's weird. He got shot at his mom's funeral by his nephew. That's the only time my heart kind of unfrozen. I was like, damn, that's really.
That was happening during all this stuff that when Osario was.
No, this was
after.
No, this was when he was on Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, so like way far.
Yeah, this is way later. But no, during that time, like late 90s, early 2000s, like.
He was the worst.
I hated him because I felt like I honestly think he's the reason why the demise of The Source. And
he was using it for all the wrong reasons.
Right, exactly. And it was just like, for me, that was my passion, was to come and bring real journalism to hip hop. Because I felt like as much as people enjoyed The Source and then respected The Source and then WXL, it just sounded like fluff. And me being a rapper as well, it was like, I want to know the real shit. Like, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't want to know. One of the only.
Oh, Memphis Bleak was found by Jay-Z, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I want to know what his deal look like. Like, what, you know what I'm saying?
What's the breakdown of this album?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to know that good stuff. So, no, I'm with you with that. With, getting to the game because you want to, you know what I'm saying, show another side of it.
Yeah.
Now, also, too, you spoke of your granddaddy.
Yeah.
And
R.I.P. to Washington Emmanuel. He passed away this past November at the age of 82. Okay. Shouts out to Grandpa.
Grandpa Emmanuel.
Yeah. Shouts out to my favorite Vincey.
Let me find out you like my granddaughter from the future. What the hell is this? Your granddaddy got my name. That's weird. Nah, but you from the islands though, right?
I'm not. I was born here in Tallahassee, born and raised. But my mom is an immigrant. She immigrated into Brooklyn in about 1975. Okay. With my grandparents and
your grandparents from the island.
Yeah. Grand has
You from the islands, girl? You ain't from there.
I'm the only. You had to get me mad, and I have an accent, but most times I don't really have an accent. But my whole family, they're all West Indian of some kind, married to other West Indians. My uncle's Trini, so we have like a whole bunch of Trini people in our family as well. So I am from the islands. I am. My grandfather used to shoot for the cricket. How he got into photography was he was a cricket player, and they needed pictures of the cricket games, and so he started to learn like long exposure, so he could get those pictures as well as like pictures of his teammates and everything. So that's how he got into photography.
That's dope. So you doing all this is in your blood anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, you're mentioning my grandpa. What was it?
His middle name was Emmanuel. That's my government. So
his last name is Emmanuel. My family's last name is Emmanuel. I forgot to tell you this, Emmanuel. I have my father's last name, so it's different. But my entire family is Emmanuel Phillips.
That's weird.
So
yeah, don't let me come around. This is Emmanuel, this old guy I know from.
And actually, what's really funny is when my grandfather first immigrated. We're gonna talk about immigration reform real quick. When my grandfather first immigrated to America, they flipped his name. And so there was a really, his green card was really messed up for a really long time because he was Emmanuel Washington. And his name is actually Washington Emmanuel. Right. And so there was just this hard, like, he couldn't initially leave the country for like a very, very long time because he was afraid he wouldn't be able to get back in,
right?
Because things don't match up. And actually, shortly before he died, I guess it was 2016 or 2017. I want to say 2017. I had to fly down to our home country, St. Vincent, and as a family member, get his stuff all together, bring it back, and then get it sorted in America so that he was able to actually leave the country. He had not been home. I want to say it was 2016. He had not been home to St. Vincent in like 30, 40 years.
Wow.
And my uncle, his son, just went back to St. Vincent for the first time in over 25 years.
Damn, I can't even imagine.
It's tough. It's tough. Like, immigration reform is absolutely necessary because even people who are upstanding citizens who've always paid their taxes, who have never done anything criminal, absolutely nothing criminal, can have difficulties getting in and out of this country because there's mistakes in their documentation. Mistakes that they did not make, mistakes that they didn't even know were there until it came time to consider leaving the country.
Right. So this right in the case of just make it relevant, 21 Savage situation.
Exactly. So his father is Vincentian. Shouts out to Vince's, okay? Sorry.
Y'all saw it.
I definitely was like low-key excited because we were like, his father's Vinci, and his mother is from an adjoining country. Dominica, which is just north of St. Vincent. So yeah, exactly. Like, how can you be responsible for documentation that happened when you were 4 and 7 years old? You weren't making those decisions, and it's the late, for him, it was what, the 80s, the 90s, early 90s, because we're like the same age. So like early 90s and stuff, like people think that like when they think of immigrant documentation, they're thinking that, oh, it was messed up in like the 50s and the 60s. No, it was messed up in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. And it's now that it's really coming to a head, like, wow, this is really, like, this entire system is really fucked up because there's people who immigrated in the 90s whose paperwork is messed up. And they're grown, and they were kids then, and they're grown now, and they have no way of, like, I don't know why I went to the UK and came back on such and such. I was 5. Like, how can I explain that to you? And it goes into the DACA thing, like being able to claim some level of citizenship because those decisions weren't being made by you. And it's not to say that 21 Savage's mom was doing something crazy either. She just, the processes were just
and then also people gotta understand, like, the internet wasn't around forever,
so everything was by paper, so the likelihood of human error was
and then also too, you gotta imagine, like, I mean, even in America in the early 90s, like, you still had a little perforated or a little,
a paper gets ripped, lost, water spills on it, anything, and then your whole documentation is just bloop, gone.
You can imagine, like, even if that was true in America, in these smaller countries, I ain't gonna say underdeveloped because that's low-key racist,
true,
But they may not have been even on point in regard to, if America wasn't on point, they probably won.
Oh, absolutely. So, like my mom had, to do a lot of documentation recovery to get things sorted out because in St. Vincent, like some things are digital, a lot is still very analog, and so how do you find the analog papers for someone who was born in 1936. Like these papers have been archived and stored away to request to have it dug up. Like that's insane. Like it's an insane request. And it's like, they're not necessarily going to know where to look and what to do. It's so messed up. So, but yes, my grandfather was a photographer, and he recently passed.
So I send my condolences and shouts out to you, Grandpa.
Oh yeah, shouts out to Grandpa. He lived a wonderful life. He died very peacefully.
That's what he living now because you will.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean? We are the continuation of his legacy.
So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take this little break. We're gonna play a couple tracks. You know what I'm saying? Now, normally it's a track from the artist, but of course, because Chachiii isn't a musical artist, at least not yet, because y'all know how people do. You never know. She may come up with a rap album on y'all real quick. Bow.
Y'all never know, okay? I got those Sackies in the back. We can make something right now.
Y'all never know. What we got? Yeah. Y'all want to know what track? I'm going to tell y'all what track in like 2 minutes because I got to look at it. We're going to play Tokyo. Don't tell me. I got y'all. It's not Airborne. I always play Airborne. It's Tokyo Extraordinary with Diamonds, and also Intricate featuring Aurie with Run Game.
Shouts out to all three of them. They're amazing, talented people. Shouts out to Aurie especially because that's my roommate and my dog, and my homie for life.
Alabama Sweetwater. Well, it is. All right, we're gonna get to it. This is Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby. was like, hey, from Dothan.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
But her mom's from Tallahassee.
We probably cousins.
No.
my mom's dad's from Dothan.
Oh, well, no, but she's not from Dothan. That's what I'm saying. Her mom is from Tallahassee and her dad's from Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah.
Shouts out to Kevin and Sharon Skipper. They're also the best people. I'm just telling you, shouts out to the Skipper family. I love those people. Mom bought me some sheets the other day, actually.
Well, that's no, yeah. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I would say, well, of course, I say you like my daughter grown. I mean, you look like my mom, or you like come from my mom, so I would think we wouldn't be more related.
Wait, it says 20 seconds remaining, so do I have to start another live after this?
Yep.
So you can only have lives that are exactly an
Yeah,
hour
that happened
long?
to Don John when he does his thing.
Oh, IG, you slick.
Yeah, he
got. So y'all can only sit on here for an hour. We're gonna kick you off. Well, I'll see you guys in just a second. Pause due to poor connection. Ha ha ha. Okay,
yeah, that too. Yeah, Comcast be tripping. Like I'm running my YouTube through my phone mobile app because.
I could save an hour-long video. That'd be crazy.
Oh, you follow?
She's a model.
No, old girl.
No, she's a model. She's a plus-size model.
I'm like, hey.
Let's see. I'm back and I'm better. That's funny. Okay. Dang, but y'all gonna hear me talk for a long time if it's already been an hour.
Yeah, I want to get into the joint y'all got next month, and then just gonna ask you like what you got planned for the next year or so.
I didn't know if we got in. How many photographer questions were there? A lot more.
Oh, we can get into that.
We can do it. You can chop it down.
No, this been dope off top already. Like this.
Oh, because you caught me with the political stuff.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like we need. I tell you, it's people just want to eavesdrop. That's what podcasts are. That's all podcasts are. People
the
just
sound bites. Yeah.
Like, oh, you're talking about this. Like,
I'm on my second portion, guys. My hour was up, so I had to start a new one. Thank y'all for coming in. I'm on the Enigma September hour.
Flipper Bay.
This is Flipper Bay in the background, for those of y'all that don't know. And we are waiting for the music to stop playing to get right into the rest of this interview.
And if you guys want to hear the music, you can check it out on the podcast at freedomtrainradio.com. It's freedomtrainradio.com. Also, too, check my link in bio on my IG at Enigma Sept. You'll be able to check out all the episodes and also get the music with the podcast. So, and also too with that.
So we've played. What was the first song? I'm sorry.
Ro-Thoro.
Ro-Thoro with
Take It There.
Take It There. And then it was Rob Authis with Candy Crush. And now we did Tokyo with Diamonds, and we'll do Intricate and my bestie Aurie with Run Game. And
then we got
hi Mark. We were shouting you out earlier. You missed it. We were shouting out how you got a music video coming out with Ro-Thoro tomorrow, and that you're just like all around dope.
Shouts out to Mark G. What up, bro?
Yeah.
Gotta get you on here, man.
Yeah, I would love to see him sit down for an interview.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
You should do it, Mark. Do it. Okay.
Yeah, at least wait till April. Like March, I'm gonna do all DJs. So y'all didn't hear that. We'll let y'all know later.
March is all DJs.
So yeah, I'm trying to have.
I need one female DJ. Oh no! Don't side. One female DJ. That's all I request. I really request two, because I would request a white one and a black one if I could. There's so many. There's not so many, but there's not so many in the Tallahassee area. I guess most of the female DJs are. But I caught on to this girl DJ Izzy B. She'll be here next week. She'll be at our event next Saturday.
Okay.
I'm spinning with Skinny. Shouts out to Skinny. That's my dog. Nah, nigga, we heard it. We heard what? What are you talking about, Facey?
Relax, Face. I seen you today, bro. I seen you walking down by Appalachian Parkway.
Don't talk about this man walking. He's probably going to work. Oh my God, Facey, we're not gonna put you on blast like this.
Nah.
Anyway, there's Izzy B. There's. Oh gosh, I really don't know.
I know Stes knows.
Ask Stes
from Atlanta.
He was watching just a minute ago, but he got off.
I got a. I don't know. That would have been a good idea. But
the point is there are female DJs out there to find. You can find them. And I'm kind of ashamed that I don't know more off top. Anyway, Tarif, you want to join the live even though you're supposed to be performing? Right, after you was on Twitter talking shit, you really want to Chachiii? Don't Chachiii me. First of all, it's missing the butterfly. Second of all, I'm putting you on blast right now because aren't you supposed to be performing at Cat Family?
Yeah, you probably done now. Anyway, we got to wrap up this podcast.
I'm sorry. I had to talk my shit. Is it nigga nothing?
Yo, this is the Enigma Sept Hour.
Facey said nigga saw me and kept driving.
Yo, all right. Let me address it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I felt bad. I seen him. I was going the other way. I was going the other way, bro. I felt bad about it too. Like, damn, I should have turned around, but I had to go get my hair cut.
I thought you went on at 10:30 to Reeve.
Oh, he's still. We got time. We probably can bust.
Maybe it could be. Yeah, maybe.
All right, so back to the podcast that we're here.
Sorry,
guys. we got Chachiii on IG, so we're talking to everybody on IG. So shouts out to Mark G. Shouts out to
Tarif Knockout, Facey.
Facey, Mark J, I get y'all on the podcast, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, Angelique was in here too. Shouts out to Ange. Everybody.
Yeah. So
that was probably going and coming from work. I told you.
So with the photography, we get into it. I guess what would be your style? If there's a style, like what?
I don't know. I think part of my style is that I try not to stay in one. But I know colors. I love oversaturation. I love pop of color. I would love kind of taking the ideas from concert photography and moving them into conceptual stuff that I do. But I really do love the bright colors. I think that's where the West Indian really comes in. The Caribbean comes in. Because anytime I see like yellow, green, blue, which is, yellow is the sun, blue is the sea, and green is the lush and the greenery of the islands. Like anytime I get those colors in my hands, like I feel like I go crazy. So. And
what would be your dream job or your dream subject? Like who is somebody or what job would you want?
I definitely feel like I got to do that this past weekend because I got to shoot Erykah Badu. And I feel like that was like shooting my mother. Like it felt like shooting like
wait. So my baby mama's your mother.
I said no.
From the future, yo.
I just said, but I mean, it really felt like shooting a true goddess. Like she definitely is top notch. Kendrick Lamar is obviously top dog. Word. Pun intended. But Kendrick Lamar would be a dream person to shoot. I think. I feel like model wise though, like on the conceptual side, I would love to shoot like Rihanna. Even though I wouldn't really care so much to shoot her while she's performing, but I would love to get her into like some Vogue Italia type, high fashion shoot.
Hi Rihanna.
Hi Rihanna. Happy birthday, Rihanna.
Right.
Birthday just passed. Pisces gang.
Tarif Knockout, don't nut on yourself.
I don't even think Tarif is in here anymore because somebody's supposed to be at a show.
Right.
Yeah, he's not here. It's just Facey and Aurie. Hi, Aurie. We just played your song. Anyway, the one with Intricate, not something else. Anyway, yeah, but I feel like Erykah Badu was definitely one of them. Childish Gambino would be another. Kendrick Lamar, Rihanna conceptually. I would love to work with, I'm like trying to rack my brain right now. Like I would love to like just work under any photographer that's done major magazine work. Right. I feel like that's definitely a big dream job of mine. Not just as a photographer, but just being like a creative director or an art director or a photographer, just being one of those like main people to do, even if it's just an issue, even if I just come in as a guest and I do like, a September issue and something like that. Like if I just did one issue and one concept to get like the cover and do that, I would be ecstatic. So
no, that's dope. That's dope. I think they have those but have those aspirations. I think it's realistic. Nothing they'll happen. I mean,
I think my other one too is definitely to go on a tour. I would love for an artist to be like, I like your work so much, I want you to document our whole tour.
Yeah. I mean, even as an artist, I always wanted to go on tour. Like that's probably one of the disappointments in anything. It's like going on tour. Shouts out to Big Low because he do that.
Yeah, but it's tough. It's a tough thing to arrange for.
It's one of those good tough things.
Yeah, but it's really tough to prepare for, and I think that's like what a lot of artists like have to figure out. Is like it's really tough to prepare for a tour and have all the pieces and parts you need, and then execute. Then you have to execute because slight tangent, but I also work for WRLD Entertainment, and they do tours and festivals throughout Florida, and just coming into contact with a lot of the tour managers, they're no nonsense people because they're on a budget. And they're on limited time. Right. And so everything for them is like, this has to happen now. This has to happen at this time. And they're really, really, really on a tight schedule. And so that is stressful enough.
Right.
And then they're responsible with so many people because you're not just thinking of, it's the artist. You're thinking of the artist security, the artist guests that they may have, like friends that are on tour with them, people, runners, the aides, the other musicians, the production guy, the DJ, there's so many people that's actually getting off of that tour bus. So you're the tour manager, you're responsible for all these people's lives, making sure that they eat regularly, get sleep, and are prepared to do a show, back to back for 55 dates.
That's the type of shit. Like I said, when I was dealing in journalism, that's what I wanted to get. Like I want that. I want to see that. I want to see what was going on with that. Now,
I feel like I could do it once, maybe twice, but I don't think I don't know if I could just like.
Another thing too, because you mentioned WRLD Entertainment, you brought artists to Tallahassee and other places in Florida. So how did you even get into that?
WRLD. Oh, okay. So WRLD's so funny because they had just come back on the scene. So they used to run with Wiz Khalifa. They used to run with Mac Miller, Big Sean. R.I.P. to Mac Miller, Big Sean, and a couple others. Like they used to do tours with them and some tour management, which is what my boss was. And so they came back on the scene with Isaiah Rashad in February 2017. And so I went there and I just like snuck my camera in and was shooting. And I had this really terrible lens and a crop lens camera that could not take the type of photos that I was trying to take. Right. And so it came out okay. But then they came back with Ab-Soul in April, and I went to that show and it got a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And then J.Cole came that June, and I snuck my camera into the moon, and the security guard was threatening to throw me out. And I caught a really good picture of Ari Lennox that day. I didn't know who JID was at the time, so I slept on him, but I know better now. And he will be coming to Tallahassee March 14th. At Potbelly's under WRLD Entertainment. But I snuck my phone, and then I took pictures of J. Cole, and then I actually had to go to the airport to pick up my mom. So I left in the middle of. I've never seen a full J. Cole concert, which is crazy.
When he came
when he went to Coliseum,
that was dope.
Yeah,
that was probably one of the
I didn't go to that one. I slept. I didn't wait. I waited too long to buy tickets, and I was so upset because it sold out way faster than I expected it to. For Coliseum, and so anyway. So I did that, and then I noticed that they were looking for help, and I noticed that there were some things wrong, and we've talked about it publicly. So they moved J. Cole from Potts all the way to the moon that night, and you had a bazillion people running down Appalachian Parkway looking crazy as hell, and that was just a whole thing. But there was no communication like digitally. There was no email sent. There was no proper communication to the fans of what was going on and why the show was being moved and how the show was being moved. And then you were out there for hours and hours and hours. They were feeding us pizza, trying to give us water, like all that type of stuff, just trying to fix the problem. And, I kind of stepped in as a PR major and was like, listen, I just graduated from FAMU. Like he went to FAM and Robbie went to FSU. And we were just like, I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. Like there has to be protocol. You guys have to communicate with your fans and all of this. And so I kind of just spoke to them. And I saw that they were looking for help. And I was like, I get that you're looking for help, like street team pass out flyers and promoter help. But I was like, y'all need some like internal help to make this wheel turn. And so, Dwayne, who is now my best mentor, was so skeptical about pulling me on board. But Robbie was like, nah, this girl's got it. And here I am 2 years later, still working for WRLD, still repping WRLD, still butting heads with Dwayne every day about what I think he needs to do with his company. Right. But that's kind of how I got into it. It was really just sneaking in, taking photos, and then being like, look, I can take these photos. And if you keep letting me in, I can find other people to take photos. Shouts out to Kadeem, Arrogant Watcher. He's our official photographer for WRLD Entertainment because I was like, we need a permanent photographer with us at all times. And he shoots all our shows. He just finished up Jay Critch in Orlando. Hey. but yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And I knew that it was a good marriage between my photography love, my wanting to do journalism type things and document these underground artists, and just promoter life and tour life. Because one thing that I'm working on now is getting local Florida artists to understand, how do you open for a national tour and it be effective?
Right.
Not just, oh, I paid a lump sum and I'm on there.
Let them know.
Or yeah.
Please let them know.
Or, you know, I did one show and now I'm going to be crazy famous and I'm going to go tour all over the nation. But that there's a process, and I'm trying to figure that process out more myself. But that's like a big goal of mine, is being able to make Florida be like, because one thing, tours don't like putting on openers because they cause so much problems. Right. You know, when, again, you're a tour manager and you have these very specific, and then you just let in some random stranger, random variable. And so one thing that WRLD wants to get to is that these openers are airtight, that they know how to come in, be professional, get things done. And that'll create, you know, an opening. Once you can prove that you can do it well and that it's controlled, and we're, again, promoters are liaisons between the tour, the venue, and everybody else, the fans and everybody else. And so if you can get these openers to a point where they can step on that platform and be professional and match them, there's more eyes on you than you think. And you know, JID was an opener. Kendrick Lamar was an opener. Mac Miller, rest in peace, was an opener. Big Sean was an opener. Wiz Khalifa used to come through Tallahassee all the time as an opener at Potbelly's with Dwayne and WRLD Entertainment. And you know, everybody has to start from somewhere. So that's kind of how I got into it, was just that love, and then really just taking a chance on me, and me riding all around Florida with my WRLD dads and doing Trap Circus in 2017, Best Life in 2018 festivals. And I saw JID, Earth Gang, J.Cole, Absol, Isaiah Rashad. Who else did I see? There was opportunity to see Jungle Pussy, Jesse Reyes, Sabrina Claudio Boz. Who else have we done? We've done so much since then. And so just having that opportunity has like completely changed my life. Like it's challenged my photography. It's challenged my business mindset. I feel like I've tried to pass gems down to other people coming back to Tallahassee, and I get to rep North Florida, which is the greatest thing, because I get to go all the way down to Miami, and then people are like, who's this girl? Who's this girl who's telling me what I have to do? And I'm like, I'm from the 850. Like I don't care. Yes, Stas. People sleep on the amount of dope shows where WRLD Entertainment. Y'all just watch the name. Y'all go learn today. And thank you, Aurie Fax, dropping these gems. Absolutely am. I absolutely am. But yes, straight up. Yeah, that's how I got into it. And they have changed my life. They have elevated me to a level where I feel like I conduct business in just a different way. And because I am an artist myself and I express my art, I'm kind of marrying the forever war between the business, the machine that is the industry, versus the artist that just wants to make something to express themselves. There is a middle ground for both of y'all. I know y'all think it's one way, but there is a middle ground, because there are beautiful artists. Beyonce is a great example. Beautiful artists that express their art honestly and truthfully, but are about their business. Because at the end of the day, Beyonce's a billionaire and an artist.
Chachiii, where you come from? It sounds like somebody took a piece of my brain in 2004 and just made it into this young woman. I swear, even with the idea, like you said, of seeing the machine and wanting to work for people, like that was always my thing. Like, because I wanted to be an A&R in my early years. I want to get into journalism. I want to be an A&R. My thing was, I tell people I hate the game, but love it at the same time. Oh yeah, I hate the way that it can be manipulated, but if it can be manipulated for good artists, then that's dope.
Right,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I feel like artists sometimes they hit that wall where they're like, "Oh, I refuse to do this," and it's like there's because even as I said, pay to play. I talked about pay to play. People need to understand that money goes into being on a festival. Right. And when you're on a festival level and there is, $500,000 to more than that, to $750,000 to possibly $1 million festival going on, no, you're not going to get to step on that stage for just the free.
Right.
You're not. You either have to have the connection there, or you're gonna have to front some money. And in those specific situations, I understand where pay to play makes sense.
Right.
But when it comes to like a regular show on a tour, and they're asking you for $3,000,
and you put $3,000 into a project,
that's crazy, right? Yeah. And not only that, but like you got to also keep level headed of okay, how many tickets have sold? Right. How much has the headliner, the person on this tour, made for this tour stuff? Right. You should never be paying more than that. You know what I mean? Right. So like you should never. And if you're outpacing the person on tour, then it's possible that you need to be going on your own tour.
Right.
You know, and that those answers, you can get answers like that. Like if J. Cole's the headliner and J. Cole by himself has only sold 200 tickets at $20 a pop, so that's, I can't even math, $4,000.
Right. And they trying to get you for $3,000.
And they're telling you $6,000. Right. That doesn't make sense. But if they're telling you $300 to his $6,000, there's at least a conversation to be had. Right. Because it's like, okay, if you can't do that, then sell $300 worth of tickets, which you should want to do because you're going to be on that show. You should always want to sell tickets to your own show. Right. So there's some logical things that like I feel like artists don't understand. But on the other side of it, promoters tend to make artists feel like you're just trying to turn them into a promoter to promote your show, and that you don't give a fuck about their art, right, or give a fuck about their mixtape or their music or their stage presence or what have you. So it's like there's a middle ground. There has to be some like.
I think that middle ground has to be getting somebody like yourself. Not saying you in particular, because you got your
my own path.
Your plate probably not as full as you want it to be just yet. But I always, I tell you the advice I got from Kanye the one time I saw him. Just like one time. But he was like, always find somebody who got that talent and ride that wave. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it don't necessarily have to be another artist. If you're the artist, like if you got a business manager and this person knows
can spot talent.
So you can focus on your art and let them handle all that stuff too.
I feel like artists have a horrible habit of like cock blocking their business people. Right. Like you'll come to someone and want management advice. And then when they give you the management advice, the artist is like, no, I don't want to do that. No one said you're going to want to do it. I'm telling you what it's going to take for you to get, for your ends to justify their means. This is what it's going to take on a management level. And that's something that drives me crazy about artists. Cause it's like, you have to respect what this manager or this business person is also doing. You don't know everything, because if you did, you wouldn't be seeking management.
Right. And then also too, even those that respect as being super business type, Jay-Z has a business manager. He got somebody who's handling that. Right. Even though, his rap.
And he's still a legitimate, authentic artist, even though he is business minded. And
but he also got help. And I think a lot of people don't look at it like, oh, he did it. No, he got people that's doing stuff for him.
Absolutely. I say this all the time about Drake. Drake is not Drake. Drake is 60 people behind Drake.
Right.
That's what makes that machine run. The Drake that you know is an entity, is a force. It's a combination of several very smart people coming together to make the person that you see in front of you that you call Drake. Right. And he was never, he makes his own business moves, of course, but he doesn't ever just say, oh, I'm going to do this. And he doesn't consult probably at this point 2 to 3 people behind him. Right. Because otherwise, he's not, even when it comes down to his artistry, like he's not going to be able to be such a genius on a level that he can just autonomously do everything and not need a second opinion.
3, 4, 5.
Or just some shaping, just shaping. And one thing my boss Dwayne from WRLD was actually saying to me today was, he was like, I just polished the corners. And I really like that, because it's like, I'm just coming in and making you airtight, making you look good, making the final things lock in. It doesn't mean that I'm going to you come to me and I'm going to redo your entire look and tell you have to make a completely different kind of music. And I think every artist is so scared of hearing that they're afraid to even ask the question. And it's like, but if you're talking to someone who's doing management for you, that you want them to do management for you, you have to be on the same page, which means that manager is not going to ask something crazy like that of you. They're going to know your art, respect your art, and try to make the best business decisions without infringing upon your art. Right. So I'm hoping that through WRLD and learning the business side with WRLD, I'm hoping that I can do that for not just a musician artist, but a visual painter, a photographer, any type of person who expresses themselves through some type of art medium. That's really my goal.
Speaking of being a businessman, I think she's gonna be a businessman. Y'all just hold tight.
For the record, both of my parents have masters of business, so you know what I'm saying. I learned from the best.
I got associate's degree in business. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? This McKinsey. No, anyway, that's gonna be a running joke through the rest of the podcast. So you won't hear me say this afterwards. But no, just to wrap it up, because the Enigma Sept Hour is about to go on the Enigma Sept 2 hour.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Which is not a problem. Because this is my podcast. I can do what I want to. Joe and Pat, what y'all gonna do?
Who are Joe and Pat?
That's the dudes that run Freedom Train.
Oh, because you're supposed to only do an hour, and they're like, "What the fuck is this 2 hour segment?"
Yeah, right.
Can you
Pat gonna have to edit it? Be like, "Bro, what's going on?"
Okay.
My bad, Pat.
What were the other questions? Let's get through those, and then you can wrap it up.
But basically, just you know what I'm saying. What you got planned? I know we got an event next week.
Yes, so Aurie and I, under Honey Dip Productions and Axiom, which no longer, by the way, has magazine under. It's just Axiom, because I've done everything under the sun under Axiom except make a magazine. We are having an event next weekend called New Growth. It's our second installment, and the theme is Muses, so it's New Growth Muses. Our friends Jay and Mike T, both photographers and muses who've been both behind and in front of the camera, are going to be displaying their work, and we've got some really great vendors. So we've got and I'm so sorry if I say this wrong, 3T Sistra, Alina Amador. I can't say her artist name, and I'm so sorry. She'll be there. We have Baby Alien Botany. That's Pilar. Shout out to the homie Pilar. We have Janelle Jewelry and DeMarc Art. That's actually my brother and his girlfriend, so they'll be out there. My brother is an incredible artist, digital painter, digital artist, as well as hand drawn. So he'll have some work out there. Janelle, she obviously makes jewelry, right. Incredible jewelry. She'll actually be at Harambe Festival tomorrow as well. So Janelle, and then Fuzzy Pineapple Nefertari will also be down there to sell her goods as well. So we've got an array of people. We got Skinny and DJ Izzy B doing sounds all night long, and it all takes place at Serenity Kava, Coffee and Kava Bar, which is located on Railroad Square next to All Saints and between All Saints and the Bark.
All right, so anybody listen to the live joint, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Matter of fact, no, because the podcast. Listen to the podcast. Check it out, because you should hear this on Monday. So, hey, y'all make sure y'all check that out, man. Also, too, what do you have in particular planned? What do you see yourself a year from now?
A year from now, hopefully, I don't know. I work 9 to 5. I have a full-time job, and I also work for WRLD, and I also am a freelance photographer, and I also, work for other entities all around Florida. I'm hoping that I can do more freelancing and have the freedom to do what I want. So I'm hoping within a year that I'm making enough profit to be doing freelancing. I'm hoping in a year that if I'm not in Tallahassee or in another part of Florida, I move to like Atlanta. Right. Those are kind of my 2020 goals. Also hoping to have a lot more publications. I'm hoping to have a major sponsor, sponsorship situation. Like if I, God willing, shop for like Puma or Nike or Adidas.
Right.
Something like that, getting into those kind of opportunities, shooting another major festival. I just shot 3 Points last weekend, which is a major Florida festival, but is not considered, one of the big. So getting the chance to do something like that would be really, really dope. So just elevating from building upon what I've done every year since I've graduated college. That's really the goal. And probably moving. I think the biggest thing 2020 year from now is if I'm not already moved, like very much on the way to moving out of Tallahassee. As much as I love the 850.
I love my city, but it's a trap. So
and that's why I said, like, sometimes I hope that I can move to another part of Florida. I don't think I'm done with Florida yet. I feel like Florida, one thing I really want to say is, like, a lot of people talk in Florida like we don't support each other and we don't come together to do things. And I think that is a blatant lie.
Right.
I think that the bitter people have a hard time doing it because their approach is just trash. I have, in the years since I've graduated and been a photographer and been doing stuff for WRLD and everything that I do, curating shows here in Tallahassee, I have not found anything but support.
Right.
And that's from Tallahassee all the way down to Miami. Of course, there's haters and there's other people, but the support always outweighs all of that. So
you gotta realize too, everybody want to look at Atlanta and be like, "Oh, they told together." No, they not. Like not T-Pain. T.I. was beefing with Shorty, beefing with Gucci Man. Like, they ain't always all together.
It just PR wise looks really good right now. So, they all do features for each other.
Right.
Florida, we are working on that, and we've got, frankly, sonically, we've got to work on some things. But I really do want to also shout out real quick Mew Magazine in Florida. That's who I shot for last weekend, and Aurie, she's the owner and the front woman for that magazine, and if nobody else is pulling Florida together, she is pulling Florida together because she does everything and makes sure that everybody is represented, and everybody who's making some level of quality art is represented and has their shot at expressing it through her platform. So it's like her alone existing tells me that Florida has the support, Florida has the community. You just have to stop looking for validation in the wrong places.
Word.
Same thing about Tallahassee. Tallahassee, the support in the community is there. And if you're not feeling like you're getting that support, you're not coming to the right event, you're not speaking to the right people, because we are here and we're willing to have a conversation, and we're willing to elevate you and help you out with whatever you need. If you just talk to us from a humble, genuine standpoint, because the problem is a lot of people who complain, they're being fake and false, and people are seeing through your bullshit, and that is the trouble that you're having for real.
Preach.
Anyway, I had to just get that off real quick. I was like, I run out of time. Let me just shoot my shots off real quick.
Both of y'all. Probably saying smart tech. Both of y'all. All right.
But support is there. Support is there. If you're not finding it, you're just looking in the wrong place. It's not because it doesn't exist.
Word. Plus, hell, if you ain't get no support, you're going to get it from me.
Right. And thank you to Enigma for having me tonight.
You know what I mean? Matter of fact, before we get up out of here, they get y'all at my house, because I'm joking.
I'm trying to get to a margarita, so
I ain't got nothing going on. No, but before we get up out of here, how can the people get in contact with you?
Lots of ways. So you can email me, which is available on my IG, which is at King Chachiii. That's King, King, Chachiii, CHACHIII, because I got that third eye, you dig? Shouts out to Kendrick Lamar, High Power. That's where that came from. But anything King Chachiii, if you want to see any of my work, you can see it on King Chachiii, again, 3eyes.com. That's where all my photography work is going, and I'm trying to build it to have all the other stuff like our shows. If you want to see me in person, again, you can see me next Saturday from 7 to 9 at Serenity Coffee and Kava Bar on Railroad Square for our New Growth Music event. And if you want to see me in a different setting with WRLD, you can catch me March 14th in Tallahassee, Florida at Pop Bellies for the JID Catch Me If You Can tour. So you really have no excuse.
Man,
I'm all over the city. I want to
go to the JID. I also want to the Tank and the Bangers.
That's the 8th.
But still, it ain't about the time. I got Pampers I got to buy. I got to buy your Pampers.
Well, we're actually one more thing. Shouts out to Journey Management. Shouts out to Journey Management and Matt and Bachi. And Ray. They're having the Internet 3.0 next Friday at 9 p.m. and we're giving away JID tickets.
Word.
So if you're like Enigma and you gotta spend your money on Pampers or some other shit that you gotta buy. Hey. No, I'm just kidding. Pampers is real.
Flipper Bay gotta eat too.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Next Friday at 9 p.m. we're giving away some JID tickets. Shouts out to Journey Management, Ray Benton, Matt St. Fleur, Bachi, whose name rhymes with Chachi, and that's my dog. So you got Friday, March 1st, Saturday, March 2nd, I don't even know, Thursday, March 14th, I think it is, to catch me if you can. So
do that. My mind on third eye. This chick. Man.
King Chachiii.
We're finna get up out of here. Like I told y'all, next week.
13th is the third. Oh, my bad. You're right. March 13th in Tallahassee. March 14th is the Gainesville show, which is already sold out. My fault. March 13th. Thank you, Facey.
Facey on top of it. Facey, holla at me, boy. I'm trying to get you on here, even though I did holler at you early today, but that was my fault. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Also, again, if you listen to the YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Leave a comment. Even though YouTube is hating on some of these comments and get you kicked off of YouTube if you leave the wrong thing. But do that down below. Podcast, share, like, let us know that you're listening by leaving comments. You can hit me up at Enigma Sept, Enigma Sept 9 on Twitter, and also 2 on Facebook, Enigma Sept, on Instagram at Enigma Sept. Next month, we having all DJs like I announced before, beginning with DJ Dan Killam out of the VHS camp. He'll be here next week to talk about the showcase they got set up over there at the VHS camp. Shouts out to Better Music. Shouts out to the Beast. You know what I'm saying? Boys doing their thing. And I got some other DJs set up, so y'all be prepared for that. The whole week, a whole month of March, all DJs. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna try and find a woman
for the culture.
You're gonna try.
I got one DJ that may be on the fence, so maybe. But if it is it'll have to be.
You said I'm the second female on the show. I just want to say, a female DJ should absolutely be the third.
I'll work on that. I'm sincerely gonna work on that because I've been totally impressed. I'm impressed by you. Keep working, keep grinding. You got support from me off top. Like I said, just because I think you're Mackenzie from the future.
Don't put that on me. I'm gonna be tripped up for life.
Dude, put you in the baby seat over there.
Anyway. No, what? Zach, save me.
Anyway, we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna end this Black History Month on a high note. So I'm gonna play my man Jamal Steele. You know what I'm saying? With Spark the Revolution. And we out of here. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby.
Weezy out of
here.
Hey.
I fuck with Dosaki so hard it don't make no sense.
Check your messages afterwards.
Check my messages? Man. How do I have to end it to do that?
Yeah.
Do other things while I'm online.
I have all DJs.
My bad.
All DJs. Also, too, I'm going to have Chachiii information down below so y'all can check that out. Appreciate everybody listening to the live podcast and everybody listening to the recorded version. And we are out of here. I look sleepy.
Good night. Happy margarita day. Have margarita, tequila, Patron. Do what you got to. Have some Mexican food. You dig?
Sip some. Oh, also, too, UGR tomorrow. It's going to be me because JC got to handle some business. So, yeah, it's going to be all me. And that should be fun. So, see you guys later. We out. Peace.
Okay.